Hello, buddy. It's I, Jmulls of Jmulls Gaming, here with another episode of World of Warcraft Shadowlands Beta. As you can probably tell, I'm in a little special place in the beta. You might know this place as Torghast, the Tower of the Damned. We are here to give my initial impressions of Torghast, what I think of it, and to play through around the two, because I'm still trying to unlock the whole thing. We will be talking about that, by the way. And what this place entails, and just my overall thoughts about it. So, let's begin this immediately. So, we start off with this thing. So, when you start Torghast off, you don't immediately gain access to all of it. You have to unlock different corridors and different sections of it. I am in the second part of unlocking it, after quite a lengthy question. Not that lengthy, but, you know, it's pretty sizable, especially for new characters. And I just walked into here, and I got a new quest called Remnants of Hope, where Boulevard is basically saying, oh yeah, slight spoilers for, like, the story here, but not too much. But, like, yeah, so there's a character in here, Jaina Proudmoore, that we have to try and find, and we are working our way through different sections of Torghast trying to find her. So we have to now get 10 soul remnants freed. And each week, 2 different sections of Torghast to open up. So last 2 weeks we had, I believe, Faction Chambers and Scotus Halls. Now we have Walkthroughs and the Upper Reaches. So let's try and do Walkthroughs. So if I do a high level, I can get Soul Ash. I need to work our way up here and do all of these layers. So let's start with 2 and climb. We have joined the Tower of the Damned. Let's go to Mortnagar. Okay, so the whole thing about the Torghast is that it's trying to emulate a roguelike experience in a weird and kind of unique way. I am not too experienced with roguelike, so I'm going to try and hold off comparisons to other games so far, so I can only really talk about the content that is in here. But each of these different sections, so Mortnagar looks different aesthetically from the other sections, which is a nice touch, so the interior design doesn't necessarily get old. You start off with a choice of an Anima power, which is a modification to your current spec and class within the realms of Torghast, only within Torghast, not outside of it. So, as you go through a run of Torghast, you can gain and collect these multiple different powers to give you various strengths for your class, and sometimes weaknesses. So it's pretty unique. So like right here, we can choose one of the 2 of these. So you can get Band of Deep Burns, which deals fire damage. Dealing fire damage has a chance to reduce the target's movement speed by 40% for 10 seconds. I'm a Frost Mage, so I don't particularly care about that. I could use it for like Fire Blast, but again, I'm a Frost Mage. If I need something to slow down, I have the tools for that, so I'm not going to take that. Remote Sheep Detonator. Polymorphed enemies become a ticking bomb, accumulating 500 arcane damage every 3 seconds. When Polymorph ends... Alright, so this should... Why is this cut off? What? Okay, we're going to submit a bug right here. Okay. So, Torghast Anima power. Remote Sheep Detonator. Description. Cuts off. There we go. Because hard to make a choice when you can't actually read the thing. Oh, you have to like hover over it. Okay. When Polymorph ends, the energy is released, damaging all enemies within 10 yards. So I can make a sheep bomb. Let's just take that. I don't particularly find I don't think I might need that, but from my understanding is that as you go in these higher sections, that Torghast will become harder. So let's summon my Water Elemental. I'll be doing this on a Frost Mage, by the way. And you can see here we have these various vases. Sometimes you can find Anima powers within them. I think the tell is if they're irradiating this like black aura, like this black fog, then you know they'll have them. So we have various different types of mobs here. There are also Anima powers that might interact based upon the mob you're fighting, specifically Marvats. There are things that can make Marvats explode for a certain amount of damage. It can get pretty interesting. I do have a couple of concerns about Torghast, but let's play through this and see how it goes. Okay, we're going to freeze this, pop that, and let's just try and go for this. Okay, so far so good. I am pretty good. I have the PvP gear. And I have some, like, World Quest stuff. Not too much, but, you know, I have some stuff. Okay, we can do my Ardent Wheel ability. And depending upon the Covenant you choose, there'll also Anima powers that modify the Covenant ability you take, which can be important. Because there's one of them in here that I know that makes it so shifting power can be channeled while moving. And that one can be particularly good. So let's freeze them. You can see this is like creeping aura here. I don't want to stand in necessarily. Just keep moving out of it. Kill this Marrat. Okay, there we go. Once you kill some things, sometimes they can drop Anima powers too, if I recall. It's pretty cool. I like the whole idea of the power creep behind this place, and you just progressively get stronger as the enemies get stronger. I like that idea. I'm just not entirely sure if they handled it in the best way possible, because it feels like they kind of like hit this middle ground. It might just be because they force you to do these individual like corridor sections first, and to me that's a big problem because yeah, you only have to do it once, I think, and then you don't have to do it again. But at the same time, it's like this isn't the most when you intentionally limit the run capabilities you can go for. Like, how do I want to word this? When you limit the play within Torghast, you kind of ruin the intention behind it, and that can be real, and that can be felt. Like when I'm first starting to learn all the powers, yeah, it was pretty fun. The issue comes in when the run just stops and you didn't get the level of power you kind of wanted to. So far so good. I'm not expecting too much difficulty here because we are on a pretty early floor, but you can see this mob dropped and plundered Anima. And this one only has one option, teaches you Polymorph Marrat, which works on undead creatures as well. So now, Polymorph will turn things into Marrats. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I love Cone of Cold just because it can pop those vases really easily. Now you have a broken balanced soul remnant here, which I need for the quest like Bolvar gave me when I first walked into Torghast for the day. So I'm just gonna free him, give me some quest progression. And throughout your run to Torghast, you'll accumulate this thing called Phantasma. This extinguished strand of Anima can be used to gain powers within Torghast. Leaving Torghast will destroy all Phantasma. So it's a currency you get within the realms of Torghast that only works on that run of Torghast. And you'll see, like, once we get to a specific level that has a shop, which is basically the currency for the shop of Torghast. And you can, like, get some powers, you can get some potions, that kind of stuff. It's pretty alright. So while you make your run through Torghast, you want to accumulate as much Phantasma as you possibly can get, if you want to. Just so you can get a pretty good broker level. Which I like having to think about something else while I'm clearing through the floor. Like I'm preparing for a broker level to get a significant burst of power. I like that idea. Again, I'm not well versed within the whole roguelike scene, so I can't exactly tell you how well they handle the shop. I like the idea, though, that you can buy Anima powers from it. So just like bad luck protection, I guess, in a way. And they kind of have to be careful with how they handle it. Because you don't like want all of your power coming from the shop, but you don't want the shop feeling useless. So it's like a balance they have to maintain. It'd be pretty tricky to hit. I get that. Okay, we got that Marvet. So we got some more things that spawn here. Gonna freeze them in place. I don't know why I used that. I meant to hit Blizzard. Messed up my key binding there. Great. So that guy's pretty dangerous. Okay. Freeze him. So he has this shackles thing. And we just killed him. Very good, very good, very good. That's what you like to see. Yeah, like, Torghast has this, like, desolate beauty. So, like, looking at it, I kind of like it. I just don't know how much of Torghast they expect you to play, because if they don't, like, give this place constant updates, and, like, new powers, new floors, new aesthetics, I feel like it might get old after a while, and in which case, I feel like that's a problem, because Torghast is, like, the main selling point of Shadowlands, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like want to say, and even Blizzard might want to try and like indicate that the Covenant Covenants is the main selling point of Shadowlands. In my opinion, it's Torghast, because it's something completely different that we've had. And I like it when Blizzard and game companies in general try and do unique things and try and be risky with certain things. Like, this is a complete risk, but if they land Torghast, Torghast could become a complete new staple of the game, like, just like Mythic Plus did. Mythic Plus did. That's pretty cool. So we got... So also, these Anima powers can have different rarities. So this one's rare. You will automatically cast invisibility when you die, hiding from the jailer. Basically gives you a cheat death. You cause Marvats to explode on death. We'll take that. Just because I have things that work off of Marvats, especially with a polymorph, turning things into Marvats. Move up to floor number 2. Floor 2. So, move up here to a new floor. And I think within the Twisting Corridors, which is like the supposedly endless, not necessarily endless, but the more sandboxy Torghast setting, we can go for like cosmetics and that kind of stuff. I think going up to each new floor is supposed to also increase the difficulty along with your inherent power because you're accumulating more Anima powers. I like the idea of you becoming like completely busted within the realms of Torghast, but also the mobs and enemies becoming extremely powerful as well. Like, I feel like they might be playing it a bit too safe within Torghast. And I feel like Torghast like lends itself to just being completely wacky and insane fun. And since the stuff within Torghast, like the powers you accumulate, don't necessarily affect you outside of it. Oh yeah, there's Rune Carver guy who makes you Legos. He likes to go off on tangents sometimes. Okay, let's just deck this thing. You may be wondering, like, this place looks pretty easy so far, and yeah, because it's like the introduction, so it makes sense that this is pretty easy, because they want you to do this, I believe, week 1, or like week 2 at least. And I have, like, high PvP gear. So, gear is going to be a factor in here, which I do like. It did say, like, I think it was BlizzCon or something, where if you run up in a wall against Torghast, sometimes it might not be a luck component upon, like, what Anima powers you got. Sometimes it might just be, oh, I have to go get some more gear. Which, it's an MMO RPG, so I like that idea. Oh, Bloodletter Phantasma. So you're the Marwalker. I expected you to be taller. These revolting husks chained me and took my war sword. Though it pains me to say, I could use your help to get it back. So sometimes you'll find these guys, like, trapped within Torghast from the various covenants. And they'll give you, like, a small quest you can do while you go through that floor. I like it. It gives you an extra thing to, like, think about and do. So you see, like, how it has this, like, black fog? That tells me that there's an Anima power there, I believe. We can go and verify that theory once we get there. Oddly large Marvat. Yeah, I think the biggest problem Blizz could take Torghast direction-wise is just trying to make it too serious. Like, Torghast is going to be inherently wacky and fun, and I feel like if you lean more into that, then they'll probably be better off. Like, who cares about balancing within Torghast? Like, so long as, like, outside of Torghast, the power gain, like the legendaries, isn't necessarily hard locked behind how far you can get in the Torghast, then I think it could be pretty good. Just, like, keep Torghast its own isolated thing. Like, I'm not even a big fan of the fact that they tied the legendary acquisition to Torghast with the whole Soul Ash thing, because you need that as, like, a resource to craft your Legos. Like, but I can understand because, like, probably not a lot of people would try it out if it didn't have some power component to it. At the same time, I'd argue you could also just make Torghast like an optional leveling path for, like, alts. I think that could be pretty cool. Like, just have everything unlocked, like all your class abilities and that kind of stuff. Choose a covenant and just go into Torghast, and if you enjoy that, that's just like an extra path you could take. I think that'd be pretty cool. Especially if you only have to do all this unlocking crap once on your account, and then you just set. Hopefully that's what they do. Alright, let's deck these guys. Boom. 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 Gotta love Frost Mage sometimes. I particularly enjoy Frost Mage in here. I've only done this place as a Frost Mage. But I do like having the utility of a Mage within Torghast. Because it gives you more tools alongside your Anima powers to tackle the various challenges within Torghast. Which is pretty cool to me. So we got another Bound Soul Remnant here. So we'll be dealing with that. Glacial Spike for the big damage. Boom. Boom. Hit him with a flurry. Yeah, get snowballed. My only problem is, it's like, right now, even if I wasn't necessary, if I didn't have, like, really powerful gear, Torghast could be a challenge of itself. But at the same time, like, the main draw for me, for Torghast, is, like, if they're gonna go in this Anima power direction, and not go a Mage Tower direction like Legion, where it's just, like, a solo challenge, and how far can you go? Like, I'll be fine with that, and I'm also fine with just making it wacky and fun. But I don't think I don't think a middle ground between the two would suffice, because it'll feel like directionless, and you wouldn't have necessarily the whole benefits of choosing one or the other. I feel like leaning into the design choice of either remove Anima powers and just make it like a solo challenge, like Endless Corridor, like how far can you go with your gear? And like over the expansion, you progressively get farther and farther based upon your own skill and the gear you have acquired. That could be pretty cool. Or lean into the Anima powers, get some really wacky ones in there, like just first Blizzard on a floor deals 850% more damage. You're like, that's cool for the first Blizzard, but like after that, it's like, it's like it's just a damage buff. Like make things wacky. Like that's my advice. Just lean into the silliness, lean into the absurdity of Torghast, and just make it this wacky, entertaining, fun place. Because that could have some staying power, in my opinion. It would also give me a reason to like want to play alts. I think Preach Gaming like talked about this quite a few times, like early on. But if Torghast was like wacky and fun, and like I played it on like a Frost Mage, and I have all these different kind of builds I could go for. I might not always get, but sometimes when they pop, they really feel good. That could be fun. And then it would just make me curious about like, oh, wait a minute, what would a DK have in here? Ooh, that could be cool. What about a Demon Hunter? That could be even cooler. And it would give me a reason to want to try alts outside of just trying to do other content as that race, or not race, class. I don't know. I feel like Torghast has a really high potential ceiling. And I feel like Blizzard might be a bit hesitant to completely lean into that, which is kind of a shame. I hope they do. Like, for a large part of the time when I wasn't in the beta, Torghast was under like constant revision. And it just got to a point where I just kind of stopped caring about it. Which is a shame, because Torghast should be easily the coolest thing about Shadowlands. And the thing like, I'm going to buy this expansion mainly because I want to play this game. Because Torghast, when done right, could be like an entire motive in itself, like an entire reason to play the game, just because you like want to hop in for some Torghast every now and then, like how Modern Warfare did Warzone, where you don't need to play Warzone to your multiplayer progression, but it's an entire game mode you can just play and have fun with. Okay, question: do I need this? 10 Remnant Souls. I'm gonna take the Phantasma. I'm pretty sure I'll get the Remnant Souls I need naturally. Alright, so we got a boss. Like, end of floor boss. Which is, probably more succinct to call it, mini boss. Big Blizzard, 850 percent damage. Boom. And he's dead. And he dropped an Anima power. So there are, well, you're on a floor. Not necessarily guaranteed a lot of Anima powers, but you are guaranteed an Anima power from the end of the floor, I believe. Which is pretty nice. Conjure Refreshment also conjures a living cheese, loading up to 3 neutral Marvats. Remember, I have the thing that makes Marvats explode, so I could use that as a bit of a synergy. Like, I know I said they might not be leaning into the wacky silliness of Torghast entirely, but they is some leaning into it. And this whole Marlat thing is stuff I like. I like them to just really go off that and continue off of that. Jailer's chains prevent equipment. I'm trying to figure out what this like black sludge is. I think it's like based upon the floor I'm in. Like because I'm in like or something. All right, let's go up to the next floor, floor 3. I think this is a broker floor. I think. No. Okay. Oh, okay. So we got a speed boost for some reason. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eat. Now, early on in Torghast, they had this like whole like time component where if you like longer you stand on the floor, the bigger of a debuff you got or something. That was stupid. I'm glad they got rid of that. Because another thing I like about Torghast is there's like no time limit. Like I can just like chill and take my time through Torghast if I want to speed through a floor. I have the opportunity to do that. I have every capability to do that. But at the same time, I like to take my time, go slow, explore everything, try and get every ounce of power I can get. I like that. That's like how I like to play games like dungeon crawlers like this. Just take my time, have some good vibes, and just play. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. Alright, so that actually gives me a good opportunity to talk about the whole death thing. So, for your run, you have, for right now, like I had 5 deaths remaining for the entire run. I just wasted 1, so now I have 4. After you exhaust all your deaths, this big mob thing starts at the beginning of the floor and progressively gets closer to you and tries to reach you. Once he does reach you, he knocks you out of the Torghast and your run's over. I haven't triggered that yet, so hopefully I'll be good. And hopefully we don't trigger that guy. I'm trying to remember his name. I don't know. He looks really freaking cool, though. Like, the freaking art team. Like, not even just, like, aesthetic-wise. Like, not everyone will appreciate the whole desolate and minimalistic aesthetic that Torghast has in some places like this. But I can. And mob design. Boy, is it good. Like, they have some really cool-looking mobs in this freaking place. And the mob especially. It's so freaking cool. Like, you have, like, dogs that are not dogs, that just, like, suits of armor. Alright, so, because I have this speed buff, it messes up my jumps and my falling, so I have to be a bit careful about that. Oh, yeah, I'm Nightface, so I also have access to this guy. I can turn into a fox, I have Blink. That's pretty cool. A Vulpin, specifically. Alright, we gotta time this jump. Okay, hold on. We can do this. Yeah, okay, there we go. And I like the fact they give you a speed boost here because there's nothing really to fight here. Oh yeah, it is a broker level. But they give you access to various places for... Save that. Whew, that was clutch. They give you various places to gain those soul remnants, which is cool. So, let's talk to the broker. Talk about the broker. This is the shop. So, you see here. I have 574 Phantasma, which again, if you forgot what Phantasma is, it's a Torghast specific currency that only works in the Torghast run, and you lose it once you leave the Torghast run. So, we have this Ravenous Anima Cell, which transforms any non-elite enemy into an Anima Cell. Plundered Anima Cell reveals a plundered Anima Cell, allowing you and your allies to select an additional power. Note, you can also do Torghast in a party, which is pretty cool. Whole bunch of other stuff here. The radius, rocking, explosion, flame strike, and blizzard is increased by 4 yards. So he has some specific anima powers you can buy here. I'm not sure if these are predetermined or if they're random. Blink's cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. No one cares. The cast time of Frostbolt is reduced by 0.3 seconds. I'll probably be taking that one. Frost Nova cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. Don't care. A watchful light flight defends you, dealing holy damage to enemies that strike you in melee. Oberon Ephemera increases versatility by 3%. Ooh, we should probably take that one. Some smoke capsules. Who cares? So, I want that one. I want that one. Ooh, and we miss out on this one, but oh well. Let's gain some potions. 2 potions. I'm going to save the rest of my Phantasma for the next broker level. I think they do one like right before the end boss of this run. So, I believe these like individual quarters sections, like what I'm doing right now, these are the ones you have to do for your every week for your power gain, which is not that bad. You can like really speed run through these if you want to. If I think. I'm going to take shifting power damage. Wrong keybind. Yeah. So got some new freaking potions. Let's put that on my hotbar. There we go. And we got another Anima power right here. And a broken soul remnant. So, yeah, I think Torghast has a lot of potential, and further development and further like just wacky silliness, I feel will be really beneficial to Torghast. I really want to get to the whole twisting corridor section, which is that kind of like endless ask mode. Probably not apt to call it endless, because I think it's like only 18 runs per floor, which is another problem I have. I don't really see why they have to limit the number of runs you can do on like an endless corridor, twisting corridor section, like for 18. I don't know if they change it. Like they've been making so many changes to Torghast where it's like hard to keep up. But I don't like the idea of capping off a run like that, or at least make it more than 18 so you can really get into some wacky, silly, fun powers, and just let everything build off of each other. Because you don't really necessarily need to make sure that each power specifically is this massive DPS boost, or this massive, really silly, fun thing. Like, building off of each other and getting various synergies, that could be really effective, and probably more interesting than having any singular thing completely alter your playstyle. And just getting this, like, steady progression and steady build-up of various powers that just makes your gameplay go off the walls afterwards. That could be pretty cool. Okay. So, we got another floor here. See, I now have 10 Anima powers, so my power is, like, steadily increasing here. So, these things act like turrets. Like that. There we go. Got a deep soul shadow. Freeze that. Kill it. Hit him with a flurry. Boom. There we go. That's what we like to see. Okay. Yeah. I feel like Torghast and how successful Torghast is can make or break this expansion. Because, especially for me, where a lot of the outside of the Torghast content of Shadowlands is like, I'm okay with. It's like, it's more the same ever since like Legion. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you can really nail Torghast, I feel like they could just like take Shadowlands over the top. And I hope they do nail it, because Torghast could be so much fun. I don't know if they plan on changing Torghast any more than they already have. But another thing that could kill Torghast, in my opinion, is just like inherent burnout. Just like doing it so many times for just power progression, or if you just front load a lot of it at the very beginning of the expansion. Torghast is something, in my opinion, that requires a lot of updates, regardless of the direction they take it. Like, they need to constantly add more Anima powers. They need to give make new mobs in here, new floors, new designs, new layouts, new aesthetics. Just, they have to. Torghast could require a lot of pure dedication from the development team, and I'm not sure if they want to necessarily devote that many resources to just one aspect of WoW. It could be a hard balance to maintain, just from like a practicality and logistics standpoint. So I can kind of understand like any troubles they run into like that. So we have pretty weird situation here. Okay, hold on. We can do this. We can handle this. So far, so good. But I like how each Torghast run I've had so far, I've only done a couple of one, just like these individual corridors, they do feel pretty unique and different. And having these unique floor layouts per like different floor layout, like for Mortmagar or those other floor designs I talked about at the top of the video, like how each of them feels and looks different. Also, a subtle thing that they did here that I really appreciate is the lack of music. I think maybe for like boss fights you could have music, like make it Dark Souls-esque in that regard. Ooh, even quicker frostbolts. That's what we like to see. Like, they could go that route, but I like the idea. But without having, let me say it like this, without having music, you make Torghast feel more desolate, and you make it feel more like you're alone. I know the whole like Dark Souls comparison to like every video game ever. Gets a bit tiring after a while, but I do feel like it's apt here. And one of the things Dark Souls, in my opinion, really excelled at was giving you the sense of loneliness and making you feel alone. And Torghast, you're by yourself, except for the odd characters you meet along the way. I like that feeling. I like the feeling that you're all by yourself. Alright, so this is a puzzle. You just have to find the correct lever combination for this. There we go. Found it. I don't know if there's a way to tell. I just like go at randomly until I get it. Let's get some Phantasma. I don't really particularly care about cleaning fog. Just getting some more base Phantasma. Another way I could have about the whole Torghast thing, especially with the shop, is this is a very careful thing they have to make. They have to balance is don't overvalue Anima powers that give you base Phantasma like that. I don't even mind if like they up the natural Phantasma gain you gain, and just remove those Anima powers that give you Phantasma, because you don't want the whole kind of like meta of Torghast to be just take all the Phantasma you can get and then just spend it on the broker levels. Like you don't want that either. There's like two ways to balance that, right? It's like don't make the broker levels so powerful in the first place, or don't make it so you have to dedicate like all of your, or make broker levels powerful, but don't make it so you have to dedicate like all the Anima powers you get just for Phantasma and preparing for broker levels. Look, there's a balance to be had there, and I feel that balance is very important for the longevity of Torghast. Ooh, I haven't used Blizzard yet. Let's try it. Boom. Okay, so far so good. Shifting power. Boom, 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 boom. I kind of like that ability. I don't think I use it as much as I really should, but I don't mind the ability, shifting power. I kind of want to test out the Moldrax's ability, the Deathborn thing that turns you into a skeletal mage. That I can only think about Overlord when I use that. Cause I'm in Moldrax's right now, my leveling test of Shadowlands. Like, we'll need to talk about Covenant powers at a later date, so I've talked about it quite a few times before on the channel, so I'm not going to necessarily dwell on it here. But I like the fact that your Covenant abilities can be modified within Torghast. And I do feel that there's this whole debate, right, about should Torghast lean into your class toolkit or your spec toolkit? I feel like some of the changes they do are a nice middle ground, like the whole Frostbolt thing. Where is that? The cast time of Frostbolt is reduced by 0.5 seconds, and that probably will apply for like Arcane Missile. I don't know. It'll probably apply for like Fireball if you're Fire Mage, or like Arcane Blast if you're Arcane, or something like that. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. But some things that specifically affect your spec would be nice. Because they tried this whole thing with class design in Shadowlands of trying to make you feel like you're a mage, not just a frost mage. I don't think they really necessarily landed that. It's better than it was before, yeah, sure. But it's like, you gave me Arcane Explosion and Fire Blast, two spells I'll probably never use as a Frost Mage, unless they're like stupidly broken for some unknown reason. Like, they just don't fit within the confines of the Mage with Frost Mage rotation. Well, the only thing I can think of is like Arcane Explosion if you just need AoE for some reason, and Frozen Ore, Blizzard, Shifting Power, and Comet Storm, or Splitting Ice just don't give you as much AoE as you need. It's the only real time I can think of it. Okay, hold on. We got some big boys here. Let's handle them. Not today. So far, so good. I'm enjoying myself. I enjoy Torghast. But again, it's like, it could just be like the early, it's like new content, so I enjoy it. And the flaws of Torghast unravel and make themselves more pronounced over time. Like, that could easily happen. I hope it doesn't, because I want to really enjoy Torghast, because it'd be a reason I could just play WoW. Like, I've been gravitating slowly away from WoW over the years, but Torghast, in my opinion, could be a main reason I stay. Like, I love WoW. I've been playing for like over 10 years. Like, I want to continue loving WoW. And Torghast could be a reason I continue loving WoW, and that's a really nice thing to think about. I know you can get really caught up in the whole negatives and the downsides, like the whole ripcord business. Yeah, like I agree with both the ripcord, but it's like if they make the game fun, like I just want to enjoy WoW. It's like I thought pulling the ripcord would make me enjoy WoW more, but Torghast could also make me enjoy WoW more, and I'm all for things that make me enjoy WoW more. You feel me? Ooh. Okay, so that was dangerous. So you don't want to get caught in that, huh? Damage of Arcane Blast, Fireball, and see what I mean? Where it's like Arcane Blast, Fireball, and Frostbolt. And cast Invisible. Like, that's cool. At the same time, some things that specifically alter the playstyle of your spec. Like, make it so I don't just shoot out one frozen orb. I shoot out 3 in like a cone in front of me. So like one goes this way, one goes that way, and one goes this way. That could be really cool. Just like lean into that wacky element. Or it's like I gain a Anima power that makes it so I shoot off one more frozen orb. I gotta stack them onto each other so I can eventually like, get 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could just be wacky, cool, fun. Like, we have mirror images right here. Like, I think there's an Anima powers that I just haven't found yet that make it so you summon even more mirror images. Like make me summon an army of mirror images. That could be really cool. I am hunted, be wary. Okay. But there's a lot of potential in Torghast, and I'm really excited to see like where they go and like where they take it and how they further develop it. Because Torghast has so much potential. Like I keep hammering that in because it's true and it bears repeating. It's like Torghast's potential probably has the potential to be one of the best pieces of content they have added to WoW. Like more so than M+. I wasn't a really big fan of M+ personally, but a lot of people were. But Torghast could be right up there, in my opinion, and it could change the way we view WoW, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like bear in mind, every time you like say, "Oh, this could change WoW," a lot of times we have that with a negative connotation. It doesn't have to be though. Like a side piece of content that has its own environment and its own just wacky fun stuff, that could be really cool. I'd love to have that. Ah, you're a Marwalker. Yes, don't you look tasty? Okay, bit weird brag. I have been separated from my companion. What say you release me? We go find him, and we go and find him together. So we have another quest where we have to help this guy from Eldrax. I think it's a she. We have to go help Moyes from Eldraxis. Find her companion. Oh, cool. And we go do that. It's like a side thing to be on the lookout for. Like, look out for another person from Eldraxis. I like that. And I like how they give you multiple things to think about within Torghast, not just trying to, like, basically clear the level. Ooh, I missed an Anima power. Let's go back and get that. Blink's cooldowns reduced by 3 seconds. Okay. It's alright. More mobility. I'll take it. I like to how they have some things that are breakable, like these pots. I'm always a fan of that in games. Yeah, I'm not going to really talk about the difficulty of Torghast right now, just because I know I'm kind of overgeared for this right now. But I do like the idea of having like these really high monumental challenges, and based upon the powers you gain and your own gear, you can overcome them. I really like them to lean into making wacky, just like fights in the Torghast as well. Like especially when you have accumulated a lot of powers, just make it so. Like again, I'll bring up this comparison Preach Gaming did as well. Like add like old boss fights in here as well. And while you had to have a whole raid for them before in regular content, but because of the Anima powers you have now, you can like soul them. That could be cool. Like, we get to a new floor, and all of a sudden, we just see, like, Nefarian, like, staring us down, like, yeah, I'm here, what you gonna do about it? And we go one-on-one with him again. Maybe give him some Anima powers as well. That could be cool. Like, that's like the wacky, silly, fun stuff I'm talking about. Just like, there's so many different ways I could take this. Like, lean into it. Just like, make it an experience. You know? Oh, this guy's pretty powerful. Okay, hold on. Alright, I don't know why that happened. Hold on. We can do this. Alright, good news. Hold on. Okay, we are in a bad way here. I died. But I did kill quite a few of them. So I still have 3 deaths left. That's alright. Okay, we have this as well. I'm going to want to have my water elemental here. There's probably a way I could have handled that. As I was saying, it was too easy, right? So, things I could have handled there differently. I could probably have CC'd something, get the Marvat out, and then pop it. I could probably have done that. I could have interrupted those Death Ball Valleys he was casting more. Could have done that as well. I could have tried and made smaller pulls there. Like, things... It's not like... I don't want Torghast to become entirely dependent upon the powers you gain. Like that. Like, I want skill to be a factor. No. Give me 1 mastery. And I don't want the powers to just be like stat gains, right? Like, maybe haste, because haste is fun. And mastery for some things that can be fun. There we go. Ooh, rope. Coil of rope. Okay, let's see what that is.
I cannot drink more at this time.
Yeah, you're gonna drink some more though. Tell you that right now. Coil of rope opening. I'm assuming that did something. I don't know what it did, but we know it did something. Okay, well that was weird. I'm not entirely sure what that was for. Oh well. So, I'm still trying to find this. Help Moyas find buttons? Oh, whose buttons? I just read that for the first time. Oh, I need to help him find buttons. What a great name Buttons is. I would blink into that. Alright, thanks for like dropping Blizzard in the worst place ever. There we go. But I like how Torghast can be a bit of a challenge of itself, like have some difficult solo content. Doesn't have to necessarily just be difficult though, but it can also be wacky fun time, just like a nice place to like cool down, relax. I like that. Like I said, I'm probably going to stop the video soon. Or wait, pick it up back at the boss fight at the end. I think probably what we'll do. Well, I'll bring this back when we find Buttons. We found Buttons! He's a little abomination. Look at him, he's precious. Aw, let's free him.
Buttons, Morez.
Aw.
You have my gratitude, Mawwalker. It was not easy to construct buttons with the parts I had available. We shall be on our way.
See, I love stuff like that. That's just fun. That's just fun. Your spells and attacks have a chance to grant you 35% versatility. We'll be taking that, thank you. Maldraxian Remnant. Alright, let's go one-on-one with this jabroni. Real quick. Boom. 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 So far, so good. Boom. We are wrecking him. There we go. Let's get another power. Ooh. Soon, Frostbolt will be instant cast. Okay, I'll see you soon. Alright, final floor. So, 6 floors? Not bad at all. Let's get that. Take that. What powers we want? Let's see. Ooh, more absorb. Ooh. Let's take that as well. Ooh, take that as well. I could have taken that. I'm an idiot. Oh no. Oh well. Oh well.
Patronage is always appreciated.
Thank you for that. No, why not? That's kind of useless. Alright, so I forgot one of the powers we had, which was invisibility makes Frostbolt hit way harder. So we'll be doing that. Oh yeah. So, Goxul the Devourer. I like the fact that they have bosses here, though. That's a major plus, in my opinion. Okay, we're invisible. Let's go. Boom! You see how much damage that Frostbolt did? That's what we like to see. Alright, let's unleash. Boom. Look at the damage. Yeah? Behold. The power. The plays. Just get wrecked. Get out of here. Miss me with that crap. Boom. Yeah, we just dunked on him. Yeah, I'm a Vulpin now. How you like me now? How you like me now? Finish your run and exit Torghast. Like, floor 6 here, you don't really get, especially with these, like, opening bits, like, you don't become that powerful. And since these do take quite a bit, like, that was like a 46-minute video, and I only cut out, like, a minute there. But, like, that's a 46-minute run, and I think you have to get, like, up to 8 of those. Or something like that. So, it's like, that's quite a long time where you just have to, like, grind Torghast and not even do, like, the best parts of Torghast. Or like, get and make Torghast wacky like that. Like, they might want to revisit that. My opinion. So, yeah, those are my thoughts of Torghast overall. A lot of potential. I think they've taken some steps in the right direction with Torghast. I want them to lean more into it. And I want to see where the future what the future holds for Torghast. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. If you liked the video, you want to see more content, I know I would appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.